what's up? It's your girl Tay, and I'm back with another video. Y'all got a story time for y'all. I know I didn't say something about the story time before, and y'all been waiting. Y'all been waiting patiently, and I appreciate y'all. But I'm ready to tell the story, because when it happened, like, if y'all hear noise in the back, it's my puppy. So just bear with him, please. But I have been putting this story out because I'm really just was tired of talking about it. But we just gonna talk about it this last time because I gotta let y'all in. You know what I'm saying? I decided to record my life for y'all. So I feel like y'all need to know what's up with me, and y'all let me know what's up with y'all. So let's get into this video. Okay, so the story time I got for y'all is about this fight that I had like last weekend, maybe like 2 weekends ago, I guess. I don't know. It's been a minute. But me and the girl was cool. We ain't gonna do no name calling, so we just gonna call her we just gonna call her Pam. Yeah, we just gonna call her Pam. So me and Pam was cool. I met Pam through somebody, so that's how we met. And we just been cool ever since. Like, we just clicked ever since. And like, you know, we used to go out and have drinks, have fun, whatever. So this one particular time, this one particular weekend, we were supposed to go to the beach. And I was like, okay. So, you know, I packed my little stuff and was on the way now. Pam lived an hour away from me. So I'm don't mind my nail either. So I'm doing all the driving. You know, and I don't mind because, you know, that's my girl. We going out to have fun. That's what I'm thinking. So as I'm, you know, getting there, I'm running little errands in between. So as I'm going there, she texts me, oh, I want to do this, da-da-da. So kind of basically like switching up the plans or adding to, but really it was a switch up. Like at the end, y'all be able to, you know, put two and two together. So she was saying that she wanted to do this. She wanted to do X, Y, and Z, go somewhere else. And I didn't prepare for that. I didn't have the clothes to go out. I didn't have the clothes, you know, I didn't have the materials to do all the extra stuff that she said she wanted to do. But I was like, you know what? I bought some change clothes because, you know, you got to buy change clothes if you go to the beach or a pool, whatever. So I was like, you know, I'll just thug it out. I'll wear what I bought to wherever you want to go, because she wanted to go out of town. So I'm like, you know, whatever. I'm a very understanding friend. Like, whatever you want to do, I'm with you. You know, I'm with you when you're right. Sometimes when you're wrong, but, you know, if you want to go out and have a good time, that's what we're going to do. So we ended up meeting up, you know, and we got ourselves together. So she changed the plans again. So we wasn't going out of town. We just stayed in her city where she lived at. And we just went to like a little bar, a little club, I guess. You know, they got little music and stuff like that. So, you know, we in the club, we vibing or whatever, you know, this, that, and the third. We cooling, we having drinks or whatever. Now, I think I had like one drink in the club. And she just, you know, she was enjoying herself. I ain't gonna do too much. She was enjoying herself, you know what I'm saying? She was getting in her vibe, getting her moves or whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever, you know. So we having fun, we in the club. So now like I get a headache, but I had a headache before we even went out. Like I had a headache for like, I want to say 6 to 10 hours. And like, if you a real person like that have headaches and like know the type of pain headaches I'm talking about, like I had the headache for so long that we was in the club partying. Like they was, you know, I would dance sometime, but then like my headache would just take over and your girl wasn't just feeling it. So I had to leave out the club to go get my shades because I was asking like, you ain't ready to go? And she was like, no, I'm still waiting on my friend. And I'm like, girl, it's almost like 2 o'clock because, you know, clubs close at 2 o'clock, depending on where you at. So I'm like, it's almost 2 o'clock. Your friend's not coming. Like, if you just wanted to stay and party, baby girl, that's all you had to say. So she was like, no, da, da, da. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just go to the car and get my shades and I'll come back in. So I went to the car and got my shades and went back in. Head just a throbbing. You know, I had one of them deep migraines. Just head just a going crazy. Like, it was just a club up there. But then, you know, like, in the club, they got the flashing lights. They got, you know, people just screaming, getting drunk, pushing you, doing all this other stuff. So I'm like, you know, okay, whatever. Got my shades, so we just gonna vibe out. Letting her have her fun. Because I already had a headache, so, you know, I was enjoying myself, but not really into it how I was into it. So I was letting her do her little one, too. Because that's the type of friend I am. So, club over. We leave. So she was outside and like, everybody was going to the car or whatever. And now me and Pam, we done had, you know, little arguments before, but never nothing to this extent. Like, you know, it never really got to putting hands on. And, you know, like, everybody have arguments with their friends, you know, and then they just brush it over or whatever it is. So, we left out the club and we saw a girl and she was like passed out drunk. And like, now mind you, Pam is drunk. I'm the only one that got, you know, the 2 cents together. You know, I can figure it out. But Pam goes to grab the girl who's on the ground, passed out, sloppy drunk. And I'm looking at Pam like, Pam, how you gonna grab, we're gonna call the girl Felicia. How you gonna grab Felicia when y'all in the same state? You just ain't passed out. So she trying to pick her up, like, just, Lord Jesus. So she trying to pick her up. And like, I'm like, Pam, you gonna drop her? And she was like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Okay. Do your thing though. So I had got a bottle of water from the club before we left. So I'm telling Pam, I'm like, Pam, she needs water. You know, anybody know that if you just get sloppy drunk, you know that to get yourself back together, you need some water. Get it together. So I'm telling her she need water. She's like, no, she don't. Now, mind you, she drunk now. And the girl that was with Felicia, she was just standing at the car. She was looking so helpless. So, you know, it was just a sad situation for Felicia's friend. But we end up, you know, she ended up putting her to the car. Like, people was trying to help Pam put Felicia in the car. But Pam was just, you know, brushing everybody off, you know, already just on one. Because, you know, sometimes, you know, when people drink, they just be on one. They just be, you know, ready to go, like, just ready to tussle. And I'm just like, we ain't on that. Like, just chill, shawty. We not, you know what I'm saying? We vibing, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not from where she from. I'm not from there. So it's like, you know, I don't know nobody. She know more people than me. So if something was to go down, then, you know, I'm going to have to have your back. But just, you know, you out here just with these being bipolar and stuff. And like, I'm like, girl, we not with that. So, my ring light fell, y'all. So yeah, I'm like, well, we not with that. So she was out there and just mixing and mingling. So then she came to this one guy and she asked him for a lighter. And oh wait, let me go back a little bit. So I'm thinking like, okay, when we left the club, like she was just gonna be ready to go. She wasn't ready to go. She was like, oh no, we don't gotta pull off yet because ain't nobody pulling off. What? Why do you want to just wait till other people start pulling off? It's not making sense. Like, I gotta go home. I still got a whole hour drive, baby. Like, the party's over. We done been here since, what, 10 o'clock? 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. What more do you have to party? But, anyways, and then mind you, both of our phones had died while we were in the club. Like, just straight dead. And she still wanted to party. So, fast forward, we left. And she wanted to smoke her black. So, she asked a dude that was by the car for his lighter. And, like, I don't know if, like, he felt some type of way. I don't know if he was drunk or whatever the case was. Because I'm sitting in the car. Car started, ready to go. Charging up my phone, I'm ready to go. You know, because it's headache. I had it for like hours. I'm just ready to go. Like, come on, what you doing? So, but then again, you know, I'm just still letting her do what she do. So she gets into it. Pam gets into it with the man. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? So he started, you know, saying stuff about her, and she replied back, and then like it was just up from there with her. It was just up from there, and I think that's where it all started, you know. And like, we gonna call the guy Robbie. So Robbie had them walked off. He disappeared into the air. I don't even know where he went at, because Robbie was standing there with some other dudes and some girls, and then when I turned around, Pam was talking to the girls that Robbie was with. But then when I looked back up, Robbie was gone, but the girls were still there. So I was like, okay. So Pam was still looking for Robbie. So I'm like, why are you looking for this man? Like, what? Come on, girl. We're like, what type of stuff is you on? And in my mind, I'm like, okay, so she's sitting here looking for this man. And I'm just trying to keep myself calm, because keep in mind that I have a headache and I've already had it for hours. And I didn't want to take no headache medicine because I had already been drinking. And I didn't feel comfortable mixing the two. So, you know, as a friend, you would think like, okay, well, my friend, you know, she, you know, had her little fun, you know, like now it's time to go, because she remembered that I had a headache. But y'all gonna catch on to that in a minute. So they got into it, and she was looking for the guy, and he fled off in thin air. So from that point on, it was just, you know, just whatever with her. So we was in the car. Now, mind you, I'm not from where she from. So we went on, we was in Brunswick. So they got this thing called the Island that they got like clubs and bars, and, you know, you can go and like look at the water and stuff. So we went to a club out there. So I don't know how to get off of the island. And all of, like, we was going around a roundabout. But before we left, she was telling me to like, let's go to another club and let's do this, because I'm finna meet, no, baby, because at this point now, you're aggravating me. But I'm trying to keep it cute. So I'm not taking you nowhere. And I'm telling her, I'm not taking you nowhere. I'm finna take you home, and I'm finna come home. I'm finna go home. So her car was at her homegirl house, and I had to bring her to her car. So when I was trying to get off the island, she was on the phone, on top of being, you know what I'm saying, having a little drink. So she was feeling how she was feeling. She was trying to figure out where other people was. But my mind was, we supposed to be trying to figure out how to get home, baby. Like, what you doing? So I'm just driving around in circles, riding around in circles, riding around in circles. Because mind you, I don't know where to go. And I don't know, I didn't know her friend address to like just put it in. So I didn't have it until I called her. So she noticed, she was like, say, I don't know where you going at. But this ain't the way to go. So I'm like, oh my God. Now, mind you, I had already done went in circles about 600 times. And I was just getting so tired, because I'm like, every time we hang out, baby, it's like, you know, gas costs, you know what I'm saying? So, like, what's going on? But I'm just driving around in circles, So when she finally came to her senses that I was driving around in circles, she showed that she was getting a little aggravated or whatever. Because I understand, you know, you finally ready to go home. I've been ready to go home. So, we finally got off the island. Finally. And she was like, oh, okay, well, and you know, I wasn't really talking, because like when I get headaches, I don't really talk, because it's like, I'm just trying to keep myself focused on what I'm doing at the moment, trying to get to where I'm, you know, getting to where I need to go, or just doing what I need to do. So I wasn't really saying anything, and I guess that made her feel that I had an attitude or I was aggravated, but that wasn't the case. So she was like, oh, well, this is the part where you start getting aggravated and yeah, just take me to my car. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take you to your car because you was going to your car anyways because I'm going home. I'm not staying at your house. So, so we driving. We on the way back to her friend's house. And, she kind of like, you know, was just chatting, just popping off at the mouth. It's a lot of stuff she said, and it's a lot of stuff that I'm not going to say on camera. And, all that stuff. Just know that she was talking her stuff. And I'm not really a argumentative person, especially when it comes to females. So I was just driving. This is me, and this is Pam. This is me, and this is Pam. You know, and Pam had done, you know, she had, you know, I don't know what was going on in her mind at the time, but she had like kind of like threw herself at me while we was in the car while we was driving. Now I'm trying to hold it together because you know, we got a mission. I'm trying to take you to your car. But anybody else, you know what I'm saying? Any other random person would have just, you know, did what they had to do. They would have just fought right in their car still rolling. And I'm saying it would have just been a whole big ugly mess. But I'm just still, you know, doing what, you know, getting you the way you asked me to get you to. Because we on a mission. So Pam just says, Pam says, oh, well, when you take me to my car, we gonna square up.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Excuse me, Pam, what? So I'm like, okay. So I'm not talking. I don't, you know, go back and forth. And, you know, she was like, oh, I'm gonna just be quiet because I don't do all that back and forth. So I'm driving, honestly. And I'm like, I'm driving. But I wasn't really, like, processing what she said because, like I said before, we had already, you know, we had like previous arguments, but it never just got to that far extent. So we finally pull up to her car and she gets out and she leaves the passenger side door open, but she goes to both of the back seats to get her stuff out. So she gets her stuff out and she just decided it was just so smart of her to open the driver's side door. I'm still having my seatbelt on, you know, I'm still having my headache. But at this point, it's kind of like, you know, fading off or whatever, but I still got a headache. So my intentions, so I got out the car when she got out of the car, because she opened the car door and she was like, yeah, let's go. We finna square up, da 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 da. I'm like, Lord Jesus, help this child. So I get out the car. And I go around to close the passenger side door. No intentions at all to fight her. None. Because in my mind, I'm thinking like, this is my friend. You know what I'm saying? We just went out to have a good night. And, you know, it was just one of those moments where she just, I guess, was feeling herself a little bit too much. I don't know what to call it because I'm not even going to say that she was drunk. Because I feel like when you drunk, you just don't know what's going on. You don't know what you're doing. But the minute you had told me that, oh, we was going to square up, and when you had got out and you opened my door, your drunkenness was gone. Because on the way back to taking her to her car, she was smoking her black. So if you're a smoker and a drinker, then you know that if you drink a lot and you smoke a cigarette, depending on who you are, what your tolerance is, it'll level you out to bring you back to reality. So that's what happened with her. She came back to reality before we had got to the car. So when she opened the door and I got out to close the passenger side door, like she followed me around to the passenger side door. And I was just like, Lord, it was still no intention to fight her. Like no, nothing. It was never no beef. And like, still to this day, it's no beef. Like, you know what I'm saying? Things happen. So she followed me around to the passenger side. And like kind of like through the first little hit, or it wasn't really a hit, she kind of like did something like this. And I, you know, everything just went blank. And the only thing I could remember was like me on top of her and like, and I'm looking at her and she looking at me. So I'm like, Lord Jesus, let's just get me off this girl because, you know, So I just got up and I got in my car and I left. But when the fight began, I heard my glasses and my shades fall off because when we left the club, I took my, I wear glasses, as y'all know in the previous videos. So I took my shades off when we left the club and I put my prescription glasses on. So my shades was on top of my head when before we started fighting. So both of them flew off my head. But when we stopped fighting, I seen my shades, but Pam was still trying to fight. And I was just done because I just didn't want to, you already hurt. Just go ahead. So I was, so I really had a choice, but I didn't have a choice whether to just leave my glasses or whatever because I just didn't want to keep on fighting her. It was over with at that point. You know what I'm saying? Once you said what you said and then, it was time to get in the field and I made my point, it was just over with at that point. Like, it was no more need to fight. Like, we don't need to go round for round because I'm not a small girl. We not going round for round, baby. I'm tired. So it's just, So I had left my glasses and my shades and all the other stuff. So, so I left. So Pam decided that she tried to bust my back window. And I'm like, oh my God, Pam, like, what is wrong with you? Like, was it something in your drink? Like, what? Because I never seen her act like this. Like, sometimes when she take drinks, she get a little funny. But never to this extent. So I'm still trying to figure out, like, well, dang, like, who is Pam? Like, what's up? So, so I left and I just went straight home. But mind you, when I first went to her house, I had brought a bag. My bag was at her house. I left my ring light and everything. So the day of the fight, I had just blocked her because I didn't really know what type of, energy she was going to give after that. So I just blocked her, and I just came home. Now, mind you, it was like 2 a.m. I didn't get home till about 3 a.m. So the next day I think it was the next day. So, like, somebody was blowing up my phone from, like, a Florida number. So I'm like, who is this? But I was on the phone, so, I don't answer unknown numbers. So, but come to find out the whole time it was her. And she had called her niece and told her what happened. So while she was calling me, blowing me up, I was on the phone with her niece, explaining her the story. And she had told her niece that I tried to put her out and all this other foo-foo stuff. And I was just like, oh, my Lord Jesus. So Pam wasn't trying to give me my stuff back, y'all. Pam was just trying to keep all my stuff. And I was just like, I understand we fought. You mad. But, baby, I need my stuff back. I need my stuff back. So, it was some text message exchange. I don't really know if I can, like, insert it or not. But I'm going to try my best and see what it do. But yeah, it was just some text exchange and, like, she wasn't trying to get my stuff. But eventually she came back to her senses and she gave me back my stuff. But I still don't have my glasses, which is weird because I went back to the scene where we fought at and my shades were there. They were, like, in the grass, in the dirt. So my shades were there, but all of a sudden, like, my glasses just poof, but they were gone. So, and she claimed that she doesn't have them. So it's just like, now I have to give me some more glasses. And they are prescription. They're not readers. So I need them. So it's like, why are you trying to get my glasses? But, I just let bygones be bygones. I don't feed into negative stuff. When I see negativity coming my way, I tend to kind of avoid it in a way. But I feel like this situation was just unavoidable because we went out together. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like we went out and met up with some friends, so she had another way home. It was like we went out together, so we had to come back together. So the fight was pretty much bound to happen, I guess, because of the way it was set up or whatever. But to this day, you know, whatever happened. I don't have no ill feelings, you know what I'm saying? But I just hope that if Pam just continues to, you know, go out and have a good time, that she just, you know, like kind of monitors how much and, you know, like whatever it is that she does, because I mean, like, turned off, y'all, but my block is extremely hot, so that's probably why. But this is the end of the story time anyways, and y'all can still see me pretty good. So like I was saying, there's no ill feelings, there's no beef. I don't have beef with anybody. I am a lover, not a fighter. But you know, when it's time to handle business, I'm gonna handle my business at the end of the day. And I don't feel like, you know, I'm not gonna let nobody disrespect me. I'm not gonna let nobody just think that they can bully me, because I don't like bullies. I don't tolerate that type of stuff. But you know, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? I'm still pretty, you know what I'm saying? I'm still handling business. And that was just that on that. But this is the end of the story time. It's kind of long, but I hope y'all understand the story. It was, you know, sort of kind of all over the place because everything was just happening so fast. But yeah. Hopefully I don't have to fight no more, because I really don't like fighting. This not me. I'm a lover. I would love to love you before I have to handle you. But yeah. So that's it for this story time. I'm gonna let Pam be Pam, Felicia be Felicia, and Bobby be Bobby, because Tay gonna be Tay. Okay? But I love y'all so much. Y'all share this video. Keep subscribing. Y'all turn me up. And I'm going to be back with some more story times. I'm probably going to plan a mukbang. And figure something else to talk to y'all about, because I got a lot of stuff to talk about, for real. So yeah, I might do a story time about my childhood, like how I came up, just so y'all can get like a deeper insight of who I am. So yeah, I'm sorry y'all, my allergies acting up, so my nose be itching the most. But yeah, so I'll be back with another video soon. Y'all write in the comments, let me know what kind of videos y'all want. If y'all want Q&As, if y'all want just a certain type of vlog, or if y'all want me to go somewhere, not too far, but I'll go somewhere. If y'all want me to try, like, you know, try at a restaurant and vlog it for y'all, like, just let me know. Like, just be blunt in the comments, pretty much. Just be blunt in the comments with me. Let me know what y'all want to see, you know, what y'all want to hear, and I'm gonna get that to you to the best of my ability. But y'all stay tuned for the next video. Your girl Tay is out.